Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought it'd be fun to just go ahead and do like a chatty sit down, get ready with me moment. I'm just gonna put on a little makeup before I go and do what needs to be done in the day, and I had some stories I wanted to share with you guys. So if you're interested, stick around because I'm about to get into it. But before I do, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe because it really does help me out a lot and it is always greatly appreciated. With that being said, let's get into today's video. I'm gonna put my hair up using these. Am I going to regret it? Probably, because they're supposed to be like non-crimpy to the hair and they're supposed to be comfortable, but oftentimes I'll put them in and they'll literally rip the hair right out of my freaking head. I spent a stupid amount of money on them, more than I should have, and yeah, we're going to see how this goes. Watch, it'll work good now. Now that I'm complaining about it, I'll be like, we work fine. That sounds about right. We're in a new year. I know, I've said that already. I'm saying it again because it's my channel and I can if I feel like it. Miss Piggy has joined us today and she's going to help out with the fixing of what I got going on here. I look exhausted. I feel exhausted. But you know, everything's cool. Life is good. We're in a new year and I'm hopeful and I'm excited and all that jazz, and I hope you guys are too. I wanted to go ahead and put on just a little makeup before I go out and about and just kind of share some stories with you guys of things that have been, you know, transpiring lately. Nothing too heavy, just like, you know, random life stuff. Like, I think I touched on it in my what I got for Christmas, like work. Oh, that gig that I took, you guys, can I just tell you, was, it was nutty. It was nutty. I had mentioned that I had one day that was like starting at 11 something in the morning. If you hadn't seen that video, I'll try and link it somewhere so you guys can go ahead and check it out. It's just what I got for Christmas, just like a hangout kind of deal. But I worked at this on this show. It was like 4 or 5 days, 4 or 5 incredibly grueling days. I'm not even kidding. It was rough. You don't know how big the Queen Mary is until you're carrying a heavy table all around the Queen Mary. Then you realize how freaking big it is and how much space there is going on. And my arms and feet and everything just ached after all was said and done with this. Now, I'm grateful for the paycheck and, you know, it all worked out. And it took me a while to like click with everyone and vibe. And these are people that, you know, I've known for a while. I think I have a photo. I didn't take a lot of pictures. They were pretty strict about that. But it was just kind of like a weird, I was the only woman. That's one thing on my crew. So it was like very boys club. Not that everyone was unfriendly, but it was a boys club kind of environment. And that can be a little uncomfortable in and of itself. But after the first day, you know, we all started kind of like warming up to each other and feeling comfortable. And like I said, I've known these people. I know a couple of them, at least for a couple years now. So it was just kind of like a thing. I don't know. It was weird. It's hard to describe, but I did feel like the odd woman out. Let's just put it that way. And the hours were extended. Now, we recently did a vote to not have hours like that, especially since, you know, things have changed with the pandemic and all that. You know, they wanted to do less hours, so it wasn't as, just to keep people safe from, you know, as safe as possible. I mean, how safe it is what it is. You get it. But there's always a lot of testing going on, you know, the rapid tests and all that stuff. But that's why we were doing less hours. It was just a part of it for just better work conditions and all that stuff. Well, this show threw all that out the window. They were in California. I think they're in Northern California now, but they were originally filming out in Montana is where it's being filmed at for the most part. And they were out here for the Queen Mary shots and all that stuff. And the outfits were great. People were dressed up in like roaring 20s and all that stuff. And it was really cool. But the days were so freaking long and we had to keep moving our little setup. It's not a little setup. Let me take that back. It's a big setup. I mean, it's a huge setup. And we had to keep, you know, moving it all over the place to follow the cast and everywhere where they were filming, you know, and that was a lot of work between basically 3 people. We had 2 people at the truck and downstairs, and then there were 3 of us that were, you know, kind of manning our little setup. And I was basically doing the coffee and, you know, keeping people fed and all that stuff, but also helping with the migration whenever we had to move everything. And there were a couple days where we had over 300 background along with the crew and all that stuff. And there were several moments where I was the only one there making coffee with an extremely slow espresso machine, trying to keep every, coffee, tea, coffee. When I tell you that my chipper mood was out the window within the first, listen, I'm not a mean person. I'm really not. But I feel like when it comes to work, I feel like work me is very different from me here that you see like hanging out with you right now. I can be very, especially when I'm stressed out and I got a lot of people that I got to deal with, I become very serious and just direct to the point. It's not like, my intention is not to upset anyone, but I'm just trying to keep the line moving. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to keep things going. There's a lot of people, all of you and one of me. So let's figure this out. So I feel like maybe some of the background weren't as enamored with me as I would have hoped they would have been, and that maybe some of them might have taken my please tell me what you want quickly personality in the wrong way. It wasn't my intention, but listen, if you're the only one there and you got a job to do, you got a job to do, and you're going to do it to the best of your ability and as quickly as possible. And that's really where my head was in the moment. That was my headspace. So I really just tried to muscle through it. And I'm telling you, I was in so much agony by day 3. I have a problem with my left foot. I don't know, it's something that I don't want to get a surgery or anything on it. I don't want to do that. I just kind of just gut it out basically, and I'll limp my way through work, and I have on many occasions. But by day 3, I was in a lot of pain, and I was limping around because I was just only so much standing I could do, to where I decided to go ahead and start using this little cooler as a chair, because I needed time to sit down. I couldn't stand the entire time. And you don't really have to anyway, because you're not constantly, even though it was a hungry group and they ate for the most part all day long and all night long, you don't need to constantly stand, you know what I mean? So I would take moments to sit. To where at one point, one of the security guards took notice. It wasn't like anyone on my team at the moment. And he found me a chair that I could sit in. I was really grateful for that, because I needed it. And then it wasn't long after that the guys caught on and hey, take the chair and you can sit for a minute while we go and do this, that, and the other in between helping people. So that's when things got a little bit better. But I worked on this show, and one of the cool things about it was that there was this one scene on the last day, which was the longest day that I said I'd gotten in at 11 a.m. or whatever, and then left the next day at 4 a.m. Oh God, I was delirious. I'm not gonna lie. I was out of my freaking gourd driving home, going, oh dear God, I'm so glad it's over. I was really glad it was over. But on that last day, they threw someone overboard, and I got to see a little snippet of the video. I didn't get to see it actually happening because I had to stay at the coffee station. I had to man our area and food and stuff because there was so many background that day, and it was pretty nutty. But I did get to see the recording of it, and oh my God, listen, here's my thing. The water is so gross. They have Carnival cruises going in and out of that place all day, all week, and it's just not a clean part of the, it's just really dirty. You can tell by looking at the water that it's just not the most pristine ocean that you would want to jump into. But this kid was electing to do so, and every time he jumped into the water, they paid him $5,000 every single time that he jumped in. It was crazy. I saw him afterwards, and he looked like he was doing okay. I just feel I don't know, in my mind, for me, and it would probably be a psychosomatic thing, but if I jumped in that water, I feel a day or two later, I would feel sick. I would feel like something was horribly wrong with me and I needed a doctor or something. I don't know. I would be really tripped out jumping into that kind of water. I have little phobias and things like that, and it's not completely unusual. There's a lot of people out there like me that just wouldn't feel comfortable with that kind of deal. But this kid went for it. I got to give him props. The video that I saw, he literally gets pushed over to the side, but he does it where he's spinning all the way down and splashes into the water. And it was pretty wild. I don't know. It was really cool. I haven't watched the show. I think this is the second season of this particular show that I worked on. And, it was cool to be there, but it was even better to leave. So there was that. And, yeah, that was my little work moment. And I'm currently kind of looking for, obviously, once you leave the deal, it's you gotta look for another job. So I'm currently fishing for work at the moment, and hopefully I'll snag something since we're rolling into the new year and things will start picking up, and we'll just see how that goes. But I also had my other boss hitting me up when I was doing these long hours to come and work for him on his show for a couple of days. And I was like, dude, there's no way. I can't do it. And I could tell that he was a little disappointed. And listen, I get it, but there's only so much I can do. And when the hours are that long, I need a break in between, especially since, most of it I'd spent standing and I was already dealing with my injury, and that was just very unfun. So I did turn that down. I partially regret it because, it's income and you always need income. But I just knew that if I had picked up those days, I would have been useless. And I don't like going to my job and not being able to do it to the best of my ability, because it's like, what is the freaking point? And I would have been bitchy because of being tired and in pain. I think that that's perfectly normal, and most people do react that way when they're in pain or they're tired. I get very emotional and I get bitchy. I really do. And it's not something that I'm proud of. It's something that I always look back and go, damn, I wish I hadn't been so, freaking annoyed by this, that, or the other. I wish I'd kept my composure and not let that bother me so much. But when I am tired and in pain, I can almost guarantee I am not a fun person to be around. I'm just not. And when you work these jobs, you get very little sleep, and it can be just really hard on your body and really hard on your psyche. And I was just, I was struggling. So I didn't pick up that gig. And now, I've got to keep reaching out and try and, get some work drummed up for, this upcoming week or into the next week, and just see how it kind of works out. But I prefer to day play and not do a full job. I've done a full show a couple of times, and it's a lot. Even with the shorter hours, it's a lot. Your entire world becomes that job, and there is just no time for anything else but that job. And I am a person who needs balance. So when it is something like that, it's difficult for me to do. So day playing is something that I prefer. And because we have these rules and regulations, it's hard to do it because they want you there for the full deal. They don't want you, breezing in and out. They want you to be there to handle all of it. And I'm just not capable of that, especially as I get older. It's like I become less and less capable of doing that. And it's pretty much where I'm at right now. But, it is what it is. And I'm sure it will all work out. So I'm trying not to stress about it and just, continue to do my thing. Now let's hop into Christmas. Christmas was a little rough this year. And I'm not going to go into full detail. It was a little rough. We lost someone this year, 2 people actually. A good friend of mine, she passed away a couple weeks before Christmas. She had been battling cancer for about 4 years, and it was when I was working on that job that they did a memorial for her, and I wasn't able to attend because more often than not, we don't work on the weekends, but this particular gig was on a weekend. It was Saturday and Sunday, but I didn't work the Sunday, and her service was on that Saturday, so unfortunately I didn't get to attend. They did post it on YouTube, so I watched a little of it on YouTube, but I immediately started crying, so there was no way I could do that and work at the same time. It was just impossible. And then Pat's uncle, who is an amazing human being, passed away. He had some trouble over Christmas, and they had him on, life support basically throughout the holiday. And then if they didn't see any changes, they had to make that difficult decision. So the day after Christmas, they made that decision. And he was an incredible guy, just a light shining, and so was my friend. It's crazy, it seems like the really good, cool people seem to leave our lives so quickly, and the people that are unfriendly stick around for a long time. It's just weird how things like that work out. So it was a difficult holiday in that respect, and understandably so. A lot of us were grieving, and we did go to Christmas Eve at my church, and I got to see Kevin and give him a big hug and say that, of course, my condolences. But yeah, it made it a very somber kind of year. We did go and spend time with Pat's family on the holiday, and we all just kind of, comforted one another. I feel grateful for the time that I got to know Pat's uncle, and you know, it was just kind of, for that, it was just kind of a thing. And for New Year's, you know, moving on from that, because, you know, I don't want to make anyone feel sad, but it is sad. It is. But New Year's, we just kind of chilled out, you know. I don't know, man. I've never really been a New Year's Eve celebrating kind of gal, even when, I know I've already said this in the video, but let me say again, I'm repetitive. I've never been the kind of person who feels like I need to go out and, you know, make the scene on New Year's. I don't need to do that. I'm perfectly fine staying home and, you know, relaxing and enjoying being in my own personal space. So we did go and grab a bite to eat, but for the most part we hung out at home, and it was raining, and it was just kind of like a lot. So I didn't mind not going out. In fact, I preferred to just stay home and just stay safe. And, you know, Pat was so funny. Listen, he wanted to stay up until midnight and, you know, do the Happy New Year, you know, smooch. It's totally fine. Yeah, I get it. Super fun. Can I tell you something? I was ready to lay down and get some sleep. I'm not going to lie, because for me, I could care less. You know, I'll give you kisses in the morning and wish you Happy New Year as far as I'm concerned, and that's totally cool. But I'm sitting there, and he's got me, I'm fully awake, and we're just like, you know, I'm watching the TV, and he's, you know, watching TV, and I hear him snoring. We're like getting down to the wire, and he has fallen asleep. So I took great pleasure in waking him up and making him wish me Happy New Year before we went to bed, because the whole thing was his idea. And I'm telling you, I had this effect on him. He doesn't sleep well if I'm not, you know, like right there next to him. I literally enter the room, and we'll be sitting there watching a movie, you know, and he's like, you know, we're laying in bed or whatever, and a few minutes later he'll be out. It's like I'm the aphrodisiac, or no, what is it? I don't know. I bring out the narcolepsy in him. What do you call that? I can't remember the name right now. If I think about it, I'll pop it up on the screen. But he will fall right to fucking sleep. I'm like living, breathing melatonin to my husband. And yeah, he started going night-night, and I woke him up and said, listen, it's like literally we're doing the countdown, and you have to wish me Happy New Year, because this was your idea, not mine. So we did that, and then I went to bed, and it was delightful. So here we are in the new year, and it's kind of amazing, and I'm, again, very hopeful and doing this and still hanging out with you guys, and would love to see, like, just lots of good things in the new year. I feel like I'm really down for something good to happen, because the end of the year was a little rough, you know, I'm not gonna lie. It was a little rough. I'm gonna use this highlighter again today because I freaking love it. I'm gonna pop on a little bit of mascara, but I'm keeping it super chill today because, you know, I feel like it. It's really just an opportunity to hang out with you guys. There's no reason for me to go full glam. I'm not really doing much to where I need to do that, but I will tell you, I cleaned my brushes. I know. It's amazing. It's shocking. I did it the other day. I was like, you know what? It was like, what time was it? Like 10:30 at night, and I'm just sitting there on the couch, and I don't know why it is, like late in the evening, that's when things like come to me. If I don't have work the next day, it's like, oh, it's 10:30 at night. Pat will be sound asleep, and I'm like, I'm gonna wash my brushes. I don't know why. I get very productive in the evenings, and not as productive like early in the morning. Like if it's early in the day, I'm not gonna get up and do a whole lot unless I'm getting paid for it. I know that sounds awful, but it's true. I don't like waking up early. I don't like doing any of that. I'm just not an early riser. I never have been. I only do that if work is involved and I'm getting a paycheck. It's the only time I'm gonna get up early. And hey, listen, I've had days where I got up at like 3 a.m. or 2 in the morning to get to a job on time because it's like hours away and it's starting at like 5. So I will get up early, but it's gonna cost you. So it's kind of like how I am. I don't know. I'm more of a stay up later in the evening and, you know, enjoy that kind of experience than I am a get up early kind of gal. But yeah, that was just a thing. I don't know. I clean the brushes and I'm excited for it. And it's, you know, it's nice. I got a little productive, got a little burst of energy there, and you know, that's it. And now I'm going to use this really cool mascara that I love from Pure Cosmetics. It's like one of the only things that I really like from their brand. Not that it's a bad brand, it's just I don't gravitate toward them for anything more than this mascara because it's pretty awesome. Oh, that and the Raw Beauty Christy Cloud, which happened just like once, but I love that palette. It's pretty great. But their mascara, it just does a thing. It just makes my eyelashes look so nice and long, and like, you know, it just, they fan out. It's pretty. I love it. So this is a mascara that I definitely recommend. I did get it on sale, which made it even more of an incentive to me. I do have those gift cards, but I don't need mascara right now anyway. I'm like swimming in it. In fact, I think I need to do another declutter because I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by the stuff that I have right now. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think like it's time. And I also feel like I want to go through my clothes and just get some stuff together for donating, and just kind of do that thing too, like a full clean house kind of thing, because there's a lot of stuff in there that, let's face it, I'm just never going to fit into again. I mean, it's not like, and I don't mean that in a bad way, like, oh, I've given up. I'm always going to have this extra weight on. It's just the way it is, man. It is. I've made myself an appointment to go to the doctor, and I don't think I'm going to try any like hormone replacement or anything like that. But I do want to talk about like some options that I might have for help with what's going on. But I feel like more and more I'm finding like comfort and acceptance in where I'm at in a way that is healthy for me. Not going to stop working out and eating healthy and all that stuff, because I enjoy doing that, and I've become very comfortable with doing that. I've spent years trying to get myself in that mode and like not eating junk food and going and exercising and all that stuff. So I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm going to work out and eat healthy till, you know, the bitter end, because it's what I'm used to now. It's my normal. But if I don't get back to where I was, like when Pat and I got married, I feel like I'm becoming more and more accepting of that, and more comfortable with where I'm at. And I feel like some of it has come off, like my body has adjusted somewhat, you know, with the quitting smoking and all that. But again, I just feel like this might be where I am, and I just need to make peace with it. And I just want to try and keep this portion of my life, you know, as I go into this new adventure of where I'm at age-wise, I want to keep it as healthy and healthful and good as possible. Does that make sense? So I made an appointment, and it's not till like the end of March, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. This place that I found is very highly rated, has really good reviews, and I figured, you know what? I want to go to the best place that I can and just really, you know, just get some hopefully really good advice. So keep you guys posted on that. You know, hopefully it'll be good news and it'll all work out. But currently, this is the look. I might try and post this like to a short. I've been doing shorts lately. That's another thing I wanted to add to this. And I've posted a couple of them, and they're not doing good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe you guys probably don't even know that I'm doing shorts, but I feel like YouTube is just like, nope. It's nope, no, not for you. No. But if you want to go and support my shorts, that would be freaking awesome. They're fun and all that, but I'm not generating views over there. It's just not happening. But I'm going to keep trying, because, you know, it's easy content. It's so quick. It's so just like, boom, done. But at the same time, so not viewed. It's like, it's almost sad. There's one that was doing so poorly. I was like, I think I want to take that down. But I left it up. It is what it is. So go check out my shorts, please, because that would be really cool. And yeah, I might do that with this look, and we'll see what happens. But I do feel like YouTube is trying to do a TikTok thing in a way, and trying to favor that kind of content. So I thought I'd give it a try. So far it's been really crappy, but I'm gonna, you know, like I said, not giving up. I'm gonna keep doing it. Maybe I'll come up with something that will get more than like 20 views, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm trying not to take it personal, but I really do feel like YouTube's, you know, they've got it out for me. They don't want to like give the little guy a leg up. They're just kind of like, no, we have our select few that we want up here, and you are here, and here you shall stay. I guess I'll have to find acceptance for that too. I don't know, but I do have a couple things that I need to do, but I just wanted to go ahead and sit down and share, you know, like what's been going on, get you guys caught up. Not to be a big bummer or anything like that, but yeah, just to share it with you guys, because I always enjoy talking to you. It's like cathartic and helpful for me. I'm just appreciative of all of y'all who come around and, you know, hang out and say hi and talk to me in the comments. So let me know how your year is going so far, and yeah, I look forward to chatting you guys up. And that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!